And now it's Dear Love Talk time. And we're going to go into the first question right now. Question number 1. My boyfriend only replies to my messages when he wants. What should I do?
It seems...
It depends.
Yeah, it seems silly, but I have talked to quite a few women who face that, where the boyfriend doesn't seem, at least that's the conclusion they get from a situation like that.
How often does she text him?
It's a good question. Maybe if you text him every 10 minutes, that's the reason why he doesn't reply.
Yeah. You have to understand that you must be wanted, right? You must be wanted by the man in which you plan, perhaps, I don't know if you plan to marry him, if he's the right person, I don't know. I'm just thinking here that he might be the one, I don't know. So if you're messaging him all the time, hi, how are you, where are you now, etc., and send a selfie, send your selfie to him, so on and so forth. So it might be too much. You might be pushing him away from you. On the other hand, if that's not the case and you're trying just to communicate, perhaps, yes, we could say that maybe he's not into it. However, how was it in the past when there was no messaging, no text message, the people found ways to communicate. I think it doesn't mean that you have to communicate all the time just because now you have Telegram, WhatsApp, Messenger, Facebook. That doesn't mean. Sometimes it's good to give some space. So when you meet the person, when you see the person, when you talk, you have a lot to talk, and you can share lots of things, and you're going to end up even missing the other person.
I think that's the problem nowadays. Back in our time, which is not that long ago, it was like that. So we didn't really talk most of the week. It was once a week.
Yeah.
So that made me miss you.
Payphone, by the way.
Yeah, payphones, exactly. That made me miss you, look forward to being with you. Nowadays, people are constantly talking.
And people may think like this, okay, but you are married now, so you're saying that you have enough of each other. No, we don't have enough of each other. However, even though we are married, we are not like nail and flesh all the time. No, there's always a time for each other. It's even good that sometimes we're away, so that when we see each other, we're really missing each other. We have a lot to talk about, right? It's good that even after you're married, you give this space so the other can breathe. Otherwise, it will cause some problems.
Now, if that's not the case of this person who wrote, you're not being clingy, you're not texting him all the time, and he's not replying to you, it might be indeed that he's not that interested.
No, it says here that he does reply.
When he wants.
When he wants. So, I don't know, maybe
I think that can be a sign for you.
Yeah.
That's what you have to look forward to maybe in the future. So you have to reevaluate this relationship, maybe.
That's right. So let's go into the second question right now. Dear Love Talk, it seems like my husband is very jealous of my parents, especially my mother. It seems that there is always an excuse for us not to visit them. I can't replace either of them. How should I handle it? So this is a very common thing. Couples, they get married, and as soon as they get married, either the husband or the wife tend to visit the parents or family members, relatives from time to time, or have them over from time to time. Why is this a problem? This is a problem because, number one, you have just got married. I don't know if that's the case here. It doesn't say that they've been recently, they are newlyweds, pardon me. But even so, even if you're married for 10, 15, 20, 25 years, you have your own family. By the way, if after 20, 25 years, this is what you do, that shows that your marriage is not good. Because every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks, you have to visit your family, your parents. We're not against that. However, once we got married, we became a family, the two of us. Our immediate family, like siblings and parents, they became relatives. We are family now, the two of us. We don't have children. If we had children, it would be the two of us plus the children. We don't have children, so then it's just the two of us. Very small family. But that's how it is. That's how it is. Maybe your husband You know, it's not that he doesn't like your family, he doesn't like your mother. Perhaps it's just you want to go there all the time. And in his mind, yes, perhaps he feels like he didn't just marry you, but he got married also to your family. And he starts wondering, why is that? Are we not enough, the two of us? Can't we build here our own, you know, family, our own story? Do we have to have people all the time around us?
And I think usually, I don't know if it's this person's case, but usually is the husband is jealous of the parents, especially the mother. She's giving reason for him to be jealous, to be insecure. What happens sometimes is not only that the wife is constantly in the mother's house or the mother is constantly in her house, but also that any problem, I call my mother. You're being mean to me, I call my mother.
Because if you go to your parents, or if I go to my parents, it's bound to happen that we're going to talk about something, a situation within the marriage, because someone's going to ask a question, someone's going to make a comment, and that's when you start involving third parties, you start involving people who are not supposed to be involved. So there's so many things that you have to take in consideration here. I don't think that he doesn't want to see your mother or your family. It's just that it might be too much. You have to analyze, you have to see how often you're visiting your family or having them over to the point where they almost become like intruders. You're always constantly intruding or, you know, meddling. It's a whole big mess. We've seen the end result of that, which is not very good.
Yeah, so you have to, it's all well and good to be with your parents, with your family, but if that's causing a problem, you need to talk and you need to look at what you are doing. Because if we have a problem and I'm constantly going to my mother, what am I seeking? Mm-hmm. Of course my mother is going to be on my side and against him. It's what usually happens, and that's what women usually seek. You know, I want somebody on my side. So I have problems, let me just forget about this and stay with my parents because here is safe, here I'm loved. The problem with that is, it doesn't solve this problem that you have here.
Moreover, if you want to go to your parents and I don't want to go to your parents, let's get into a compromise here. You go, you see them, don't keep insisting that I go. You go, however, if you go, how often will you go? Right? We understand some people are more attached to their parents than others. Fine, no problem. As long as it doesn't cause any kind of friction within the marriage, okay, you go to your parents. I'm not much into it. Go ahead, and you may go. And then you go. How often? I don't know. There must be a compromise. But remember, the most important thing is to keep the marriage, the relationship, healthy. If it's already causing problems, you have to solve this as soon as possible. Okay? So if you want us to answer to any questions related to marriage, relationships in general, even those of you who are single, write to us to questions@lovetalkshow.tv, and we'll be more than glad to answer to your questions here on this segment, Dear Love Talk. That's it, Dear Love Talk.
Dear Love Talk.
We see you next time then.